How's it going, my cosplayers and nerdy printers? This is Nerdy Prince, or Cosplay and Prince. I keep forgetting that I changed my name. So today is just basically some random miscellaneous upgrades that we're doing, some weathering, some new things. So to starting off, I did not take pictures of this, me doing this, but these are the boots of my first cosplay of my, prototype Bloodborne cosplay that I went to a couple years ago. So not the one that I did for Andy Minneapolis earlier this year, but one that I did last year, and it was a really janky one, but it helped me learn a couple things. So I'm switching out the boots for these ones. The main reason why I didn't like these ones anymore is because they stuck out so far when my like shin went to here. But I figured out that I could pull the strap tighter, and I made a hole so that the clip back here would actually hold it, and then I weathered it with some brown acrylic paint. I'll make sure to include pictures of this at the end. So all of this pictures will be at the end of my progressive stage of going through it. So yeah, it actually fits now to my shin, and it will do really well with the leather gaiters that I'm going to make. Not next video, but the video after that. Because next video is going to be the Canehurst helmet. So next up, we made some leather straps and also some we weathered some. So starting off with this one, we weathered all the leather straps on here to make them darker. This light is really bad. I don't know why this. Yeah, there we go. The leather strapping is, I weathered it to make it look darker so that it goes along more and better. So I did that for both of them, and it turned out really well. I also added some super glue into here, into these ones, so that, because when I noticed that when I was wearing my cosplay, every time I would move, these would flex outwards. I realized now that the guy who probably originally made these did one solid leather strip, and that's why it didn't do that. But I did not have enough, and I'm gonna make it work, so I added some super glue into there to hold it. So that worked out really well. That is just basically some simple pictures, and I'll make sure to show you that. I also, just to make sure I know which arm I'm using, I put right side and right forward, right back, so that I would know which arm it goes for. Then after that, we made this leather strap for this, because I will explain that in 1 second. But I made a leather strap for here so that I can actually hook it up onto an S-hook on my belt that I added up, because I realized that the S-hooks are really nice. So I am planning on weathering this later on, but I'll probably do that off camera. So here's the S-hook for that. I did have to hammer it to make it a bit more of a sharp curve because it was going out here so it grip. And then after that, I made this almost kind of like a leather holster, but not really a holster for it. It's basically a system of straps that when I'm walking around, let me try to explain this. So this actually hooks into the S hook, then this right here goes down to my calf, not this one, this one, and then there's a buckle on the back. Then these right here are actually where the end of the hunter pistol goes into, and I used some snap rivets, and you just take it off, and then it will snap right back on. And then obviously I weathered it with some black shoe polish, and it turned out really nicely. I'm actually really happy with it. I thought I'd have to make it much more complex, but it worked out really well. And all in all, it just looks good. So at least in my opinion. All in all, it might change when it's all together, and I might change a couple things. But for right now, it's looking pretty good. I also, doing that because I had some leftover leather strap on this one, is that I made a leather strap for my left thigh, so that, because I'm stealing the idea from a cosplayer who also did Bloodborne at Andy Minneapolis. He did Amelia of the Astral Clock Tower. Wait, was that what her name is? Maria, Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. And he had a thing around his side for a leather strap. And it is actually true. I looked it up afterwards. Basically, the myth is to prevent blood going up the leg. And I just thought it looked really cool, and it also match up. And on that, I used to do some leather snaps on this side. And it looks pretty good. And then I also started curving the ends of it. I'm learning as I go. I also slightly redid the strapping for this. Instead of hot glues and screws, I actually used snaps, and also right here. and it just turns out really well. It also goes with my theme of silver, bronze, and like browns and blacks. Like the silver and bronze, they're like all like the metal parts, which just kind of works well. It works well with Bloodborne. Everything is really like old and gothic, and silver and bronze are like one of the oldest metals, so it looks really well. Next up, I also bought. Again, I will show you all of this. I took pictures of this with the stages of going through. So at the end of this video, you'll see me making it because I could never find a really good video angle. Plus, I'm right in the process of filming I'm taking like a 10-minute break from filming a part right now specifically of my hunter lamp base because that's going to take the most time and the most effort. So next up, so you know how I had this thing right here as my face mask. If you've been following along, I had it like this. That's not how it is in Bloodborne. I just forgot all about that. So I bought a face mask, and then this will go around my neck, and then this face mask will go over my nose and down here as image like so in the game. So yeah. And then, oh yes, next up, and certainly not least, so my cosplay that I bought came with a Bloodborne hat, and it looked like crap. And I don't know if I'm going to have enough foam to make a Bloodborne hat, or even to attempt. This would be my first time working with foam, and I'm just not really that confident. So, as I was using up basically all my black leather dye, black shoe polish, I just decided to cover this thing in black and then add some snaps to hold it to the sides, and now it actually stays on my head and looks more like the Bloodborne hat, and it looks a lot better. So it turned out really, really well. So yeah, just some snaps here, some excessive use of black shoe polish and you can still see some of the blue hue underneath it, which is fine. It still looks a 10 way. Well, I am stuttering so bad today. I don't know why, but it looks a heck of a lot better than it did earlier. So yeah, I'm gonna show you the sideshow now of basically either weathering and like assembling all the pieces. Next week video is the Canehurst video. I hope that is the plan. Have a lot of stuff with that. I already have it all printed. You should know I had to print it twice because I thought I printed it big enough, but it didn't, which sucks and it's unfortunate, but it happens. All I'll say is whoever modeled that made some way really unnecessary thickness for the walls in some places and some really odd angles, and it was really confusing, and it like I still had to carve some out. I have all the pieces printed and I have it glued together. That's the part I am in the video at least. And I still had to carve some out, but you'll learn more about that in the video next week. But it's going to turn out awesome, and it fits really well at this point. So yeah, that's pretty much it this video, guys. Stay tuned for the sideshow. If you guys like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, share this with your friends, comment down below and all of that. And yeah, you should also check out my main channel. It's got 626 subscribers, sometimes 627, depending on the day I look at it for some reason. And it's my main channel. I usually review Funko Pops, NECA, Sideshow Collectibles, Hot Toys, not the cars, the figures, sometimes Neenoroids, Band Presto anime figures, stuff like that. I recently got a doll, the doll from Bloodborne video game, the doll, as a Neenoroid, and I'm planning on reviewing that soon. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. As always, my fellow cosplayers and printers, have a nice day, and peace out. Q Sideshow.